In a world where people are increasingly drawn to the search for meaning and deep connection, two fascinating approaches stand out: the ancient wisdom of Buddhism and the emerging science of consciousness explored by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Those who follow the path of Buddhism seek inner peace and liberation from suffering through meditation practices and a profound understanding of the nature of reality. On the other hand, Dr. Joe Dispenza, a contemporary author and neuroscience researcher, teaches us how our thoughts and emotions profoundly influence our health, relationships, and life as a whole. But how do these two approaches intersect? What does it truly mean to have a consciousness that transcends the boundaries of our own body and interacts directly with the world? In this video, we will explore the points of convergence between Buddhism and the concepts promoted by Dr. Joe Dispenza, analyzing to what extent they support the idea that we are more than our thoughts and emotions. So far, we have explored the foundations of Buddhism and how Dr. Joe Dispenza views the relationship between mind and reality. We are about to delve deeper into concepts related to consciousness and how they influence our lives. If you are passionate about topics of consciousness, spirituality, and personal transformation, subscribe to the channel for more videos exploring these themes. We will soon analyze the fascinating connection between consciousness and reality. Buddhism and Dr. Joe Dispenza's consciousness theory offer a surprisingly similar perspective on the relationship between mind and reality. In Buddhism, reality is perceived as profoundly interconnected, with all things interdependent and lacking intrinsic essence. This is the concept of anyot, or emptiness, the idea that everything exists only based on the conditions that generate it. Similarly, Dr. Joe Dispenza discusses how our perception of the world and our beliefs shape our reality. In his works, he argues that our thoughts and emotions influence the structure of our bodies, and by changing them, we can also change our health and life experience. Both Buddhism and Dispenza's theory assert that the external reality is a reflection of our inner consciousness. In Buddhism, this is explored through the teaching that the world is like a projection of the mind, and enlightenment involves transcending this illusion. Dispenza adds a scientific component, explaining that the process of neuroplasticity allows our brains to be shaped by our thoughts and experiences. By reprogramming the mind, he argues that we can create new realities and live different experiences. In summary, both approaches invite us to explore the power we have over our own reality, to recognize how profound the connections are between mind and world, and to free ourselves from the limitations of traditional thinking through meditation practices and the transformation of beliefs. Buddhism and Dr. Dispenza offer us the path to a different world, a world that begins within us. A fundamental aspect of both Buddhism and Joe Dispenza's method is the practice of meditation. In Buddhism, meditation has been used for thousands of years as a means of understanding the true nature of the mind and achieving enlightenment. Practices like vipassana, mindfulness meditation, or Zen meditation focus on direct observation of thoughts and emotions, detachment from the ego, and acceptance of the present moment. Likewise, Dr. Joe Dispenza promotes meditation techniques to access deep states of consciousness. However, his approach integrates elements from neuroscience and quantum physics, aiming to help people move beyond limiting thinking and enter states of healing and transformation. He guides participants through meditations that combine deep relaxation with intentional visualization, opening up to what he calls the quantum field, where the mind directly influences reality. In Buddhism, meditation is practiced to transcend suffering and experience the true nature of reality, a reality devoid of attachment, desires, and fear. Vipassana and Zen practices train the mind to observe and accept whatever arises, so that the mind becomes clear and liberated from the illusions created by the ego. Dr. Joe Dispenza, on the other hand, asserts that these deep states of relaxation activate brain circuits that allow us to experience a state of unity with the universe, which he describes as the key to healing and personal transformation. He explains that when we disconnect from our everyday reality and reach a deep state of relaxation, our brain shifts into alpha and theta brainwaves, the same waves experienced by advanced meditation practitioners. In conclusion, both practices use meditation as an essential tool to free the mind from old patterns and open access to new possibilities. Buddhism invites us to accept our ephemeral nature and interdependence, while Dr. Joe Dispenza urges us to become creators of our own reality, using positive thoughts and intentions to transform our lives. A central concept that unites Buddhism and Dr. Joe Dispenza's ideas is the vision of non-local consciousness, the idea that the mind is not limited by space and time, but is part of a larger, interconnected reality. In Buddhism, this interdependence of all things is essential and reflected in the teaching about interconnection or dependent origination, Pratichosamutpa. This doctrine emphasizes that nothing exists independently. Everything depends on an infinite number of conditions and causes, just like our consciousness. Dr. Joe Dispenza describes non-local consciousness as a unified field or quantum field, where all things are connected and our thoughts do not remain confined to the brain. He suggests that through intentional practice, our minds can enter this field and directly influence both our lives and the world around us. For Dispenza, this field is a source of infinite possibilities, and consciously connecting to it allows us to access unlimited potential for healing and change. In Buddhism, this expanded consciousness is accessible through deep meditation and the transcendence of the ego. When a person attains nirvana, it is said that they experience a complete release from the illusions of the material world and understand the nature of the unity of all things. This type of awareness involves letting go of all individual desires and connecting to the pure essence of existence. Similarly, Dr. Dispenza encourages us to enter this field of non-local consciousness through deep states of meditation, but with a different approach. Instead of completely detaching from desires, he encourages us to focus on positive intentions and visions of self to activate the quantum field in our favor. Through this awareness, he asserts, we can enhance our health, relationships, and success. In essence, both Buddhism and Joe Dispenza's theory suggest that we are connected to a reality broader than the physical, accessible through elevated states of consciousness. However, while Buddhism seeks liberation from the desires of the ego, Dispenza encourages us to use our intentions to become co-creators of our lives, thus demonstrating a unique approach to the power of non-local consciousness. Buddhism and Dr. Joe Dispenza's method, although coming from different times and perspectives, share a common goal: the exploration and transformation of human consciousness. Both encourage us to transcend the ordinary limits of the mind and discover a deeper reality that can change our lives. However, the differences in approach reflect the unique aims of each practice. In Buddhism, liberation from suffering and achieving a state of lasting peace are the main objectives. According to Buddhist teachings, this is achieved through detached observation of the mind, letting go of attachments, and transcending the desires that generate suffering. Through meditation and awareness, practitioners learn to see the ephemeral nature of reality and accept that everything is interdependent. Dr. Joe Dispenza, on the other hand, encourages an active approach to co-creating reality, where consciousness is used to transform our health, relationships, and success. By accessing deep meditation states and connecting to the quantum field, he suggests that our thoughts and intentions can have tangible effects, bringing about concrete changes in our lives. Unlike Buddhism, which focuses on liberation from the ego, Dispenza's approach aims to empower us to reshape our lives by focusing on positive intentions. Thus, we have two different perspectives on the same journey. Buddhist teaching leads us toward liberation from the attachments of the material world and a profound acceptance of reality as an illusion. Dr. Dispenza, on the other hand, challenges us to be co-creators of our reality, using our consciousness to attract health and success. These differences only highlight the richness of human knowledge and the multiple ways we can explore the power of our minds Whether we seek inner liberation through detachment or focus on transforming life through the power of thought, the exploration of consciousness reminds us that we are more than our bodies and thoughts. Between Buddhist wisdom and Dr. Dispenza's modern self-awareness techniques, we have access to a complete spectrum of practices that can enrich and transform our lives, guiding us on our journey toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and reality. This has been a journey through the essential ideas of Buddhism and Dr. Joe Dispenza's method to perspectives that show us that the power of consciousness can be a pathway to a deeper understanding of reality, whether we pursue inner liberation or co-create life through intention. Both invite us to transcend our limits and look beyond the conventional. If you found these ideas interesting, please like the video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share it with your friends. Subscribe to discover more perspectives on consciousness, spirituality, and human potential.